This is Turncoats. It's a action selection area control game. And this is just a dodgy print and play put together. Each player starts with 8 stones. In the game there's 21 stones of 3 different colours. In this case it's red, green, yellow, to signify tribes or political units or like battling agents. And you as the turncoat change your hand to support the majority winner on the board. And so each of these regions, this is a mountain region, so nothing ever goes in there, and each region will be won or lost by the end of the game, depending on how many are in the region, how many attacking movements they've done, or how many marching movements they've done. You have 4 actions to choose from. I don't know if you can see my dodgy handwriting. You can march, you can negotiate, you can recruit, you can battle. So on your turn, you can choose one of the 4. So recruit would just be taking 1 stone from your hand and putting it in an area. Negotiate is you pick a stone from the secret bag, which has all the rest of the stones in it. Then you look secretly and then show everyone the one that you're returning into the bag. So this is always secret. No one knows what hand you have of stones. You keep it secret the whole time. So negotiate is picking one from the bag and showing everyone which one you return of your hand. I already said recruit, right? March, which is you put one of your stones on the flag and then choose a region that has this color in it and move as many of them as you want into another region. So for example, if I put a green on the flag, I could pick this region and take all of the greens, or one of the greens, and put it in here, right? And then the last one is battle, which is similar, but on this side of the location. You put a stone on the axe, and then you choose a region that has a corresponding color in, and you take off the board any adversarial color up to the amount that's on here. So if you have 1 yellow here, you could take 1 green off here. If you had 2 yellows here, you could take 2 enemy off the board. So for example, this would just come and go back into the bag. The discard pile is the bag. Then sometimes there'll be draws or ties. So this would be a draw at the end of the game, but ties are broken by how many are on the battle axe. So if you have 1 yellow on here, all of the yellow tied, yellow win. So yellow would have a majority here, 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 here. Now if you put a red here, it would be tied again. So then you'd have to put 2 to be defeated. Then there's a tiebreaker too if you have the same. So at the end of the game, whoever has the most of the winning faction wins the game. And if there's a draw still, then it goes to how many marching units you've done. So that breaks the tie. So I'll just go through a really simple round. This is a 2 to 5 player, which is awesome. And this version packs down to a tiny bag. You can take it everywhere. The actual game is hand-stitched by the designer in Sweden, and it packs down to just about the same. And she has prettier stones. This is just plastic caps from a friend of mine. And so, for example, let's say I want to get red winning. So I'd put a red in the battle. I would take this green off the board, and that would mean if I'm back into reds, I would have a majority here, 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 right? Then this guy comes in and he wants the yellows to take majority. So then he chucks red, so he does the battle action as well, and he decides to take this red off, right? So then yellow is majority here, 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 and then still draws here. So then lefty goes, and etc., right? The game ends. Negotiate. You would take, let's say you would take a stone from here, from the bag, and you pick up a green. This guy doesn't want green, he wants red. Sorry, that's off camera. He wants red, so he shows the other player that he's putting a green back in the bag. The game ends when everyone playing negotiates in a row. So let's say this guy negotiates this turn, this guy takes a turn, then this guy negotiates again. The beauty of negotiate is you're just bumping up the amount of color in your hand, right? So let's say red finally went here and then everyone negotiated, right? So the end of the game would be majority here, majority here, majority here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So red is the winner of the factions, and this guy has 3 reds, this guy has no reds. So this person would win Turncoats. It's a very interesting game to me because every game is completely different. So if you have 3 people on playing, that's, what's 3 times 8? 24 stones in hand, and then less in the bag. And then 2 people could be collecting yellows, right? And so they would be manipulating the board to be a yellow, and sometimes it would be super obvious so people could stop you or try and flip and try and get the yellows. But then there's a limited amount of stones in hands and on the board. So if you're constantly putting them on the battle axe and not on the board, or both, you've got way less in your hand. And so some games I played by myself, I got down to 1 or 2 in my hand, and that didn't make sense. Like I'd gotten rid of too many stones. And so negotiating early is sometimes really important. It's like passing in King of Siam, but it's also super different. I like it. So, Turncoats.